I'm reflecting on what you said. So adult-like or grown-up kind of an argument might be something more propositional. Here are the propositions. I'm going to make an argument for these propositions that I'm making. And childlikeness is more experiential. Is that kind of what you're saying? It
I
comes more out
think
of what
it's
we are living, or
yeah, I think it's more partial engagement versus whole person engagement. And I actually use adultish to talk about the negative ways of trying to be adult, and I use adult-like to talk about the positive ways of being adult, because there are ways that we are called to use our agency and be
yeah,
courageous and have authority in the world, and that's adult-likeness. But I wanted to distinguish between the two because we have the language of childish and childlike to make that
yeah,
distinction, but we don't have the same distinction between adult-like and adultish. And so I would say adultishness is kind of thinking that two things that are very foundational in Western culture: that I think, therefore I am. So a kind of a limited engagement with the world, thinking that our intellect is our only real identity, and not trusting emotion or embodied experience or instinct or what God does through creation or relationships. So not to set aside thinking at all, but just to embrace more whole person engagement, I think, is how we engaged as children. And then the second part of Western culture, which I think is also adultish and which we bring into the church, is that I do, therefore I am kind of instinct, which is, we're just very productive. We're used to being the ones running the world. And I think as children, we knew how to engage, but not in a way that assumed it was all up to us. So I think that's basically the story of what I found healing, that there was some real baggage there that was more Western baggage, Western culture than Christian culture. But the church has brought that I think, therefore I am, and that I do, therefore I am, kind of those postures into our faith as well.